motivational prepper mindset and actions you can take. Hey everybody, I'm Michael with Asymmetrical Preparedness. Today I'd like to get into some of that stuff and turn this into more of a motivational talk. I feel that's lacking in the preparedness world, in the prepping community. So, what do I feel are some very important things that'll enable you to survive whatever situation may occur? Well, first off, everybody talks about food storage, water storage, tactical gear, all the stuff, all the things that you can buy. Well, let me tell you this, you're not going to survive anything without the proper mindset. It all starts up here. You have to build a mindset that will not allow you to quit, that will empower you and uplift you and put you in the situation that you know, no matter what happens, you can do it. You can live through it, you can survive it, and you have the ability to get outside your comfort zone. That's where true growth happens. True growth happens when you get outside your comfort zone. A lot of people are so comfortable sitting in their houses and ordering stuff on Amazon and thinking they're prepared. Well, let me tell you right now, you're probably not. Sorry, some people aren't gonna like hearing that, but what are some things you can do? There are things that you can do. Like I talked about, you need to get right up here. You need to establish the mindset. Every single day, you need to rewire your brain to think outside the box. You need to rewire your brain to never quit, to always be moving forward, always be setting goals, always be achieving goals, setting those high goals that are difficult to obtain, and accepting the fact that you'll fail along the way. True success has never been achieved without failures along the way. We know this, yet a lot of people are hesitant to fail. You gotta be ready to fail. To get true success, you're gonna fail, but you gotta get back up. It doesn't matter if you have 100 failures, as long as you get back up 101 times to achieve that success. You can do it. One thing I recommend is that people, a lot of times, we get caught up in this routine. And over the years, it just becomes the way we live. We get up the same way, we do the same thing in the morning, we get our coffee, we get our shower, we get our breakfast, we go to work, whatever it may be, taking the same routes, doing the same thing over and over and over. And that becomes who we are. So let's change who we are. How can we go about doing that? We can go about doing that by changing up your routine, a little bit at a time. Take that 1% improvement every single day over the course of a year, and you'll be almost 37 times better at whatever it is you're trying to do than you were a year ago. Or you could take more of a steps. But anyway, what I suggest, if you get out of bed and you immediately go to the bathroom, okay, get that done. But then what you do is drop down on the floor and do some push-ups, do some sit-ups, walk outside and go for a quick walk, jump on the treadmill, something like that, whatever you have time for, even if it's 5 minutes. How many push-ups can you do in 5 minutes? How many sit-ups? Then what you do is you go have breakfast or whatever it is, you're next in your routine. There's certain things you have to get done, but make some positive changes. Instead of having bacon and eggs and stuff every day, throw in an apple or some greens or something like that to make yourself more healthy. That is an important part of your mental state is your physical state because they work together. You cannot be healthy and fit if you're not mentally fit. You cannot be healthy and fit unless you're physically fit. You don't have to be perfect condition, you don't have to be shredded, you don't have to be ripped, you don't have to be an ultra marathon or nothing like that. But small steps. Exercise is important. The world falls apart, everything's gonna be more demanding. You're not gonna be able to just sit at home in your routine and go to work, get in your nice warm vehicle and all this stuff like that. Everything will be more difficult. You will have to do more. You will have to do more things. You will have to get out in the elements more and expose yourself to things that you may not be used to. So that's another thing as far as getting outside your comfort zone. Get out in the elements, get used to it. Are you used to sleeping in the woods with your setup? Is your sleep system and shelter system work? Is it functional out in the environments? You need to figure these things out now. Another thing is what you put into your body, what you feed your body. all these processed foods and soda and beer and alcohol and tobacco and all this stuff like that isn't good for you. Now, in moderation, some of it's not bad, but that's why I like growing my own garden, producing some of my own food, getting farm-raised meat from my friends, from my tribe, my group. By the way, yeah, I highly recommend you guys have a group of people. Another thing, speaking of a group of people, that is another thing that people tend to do. We tend to associate ourselves with people that are in similar situations to ourselves. Well, I personally have been dealing with a lot over the last couple of years. My wife having lupus and basically not being able to do anything. She can barely bathe herself. So I have to do everything. And I allowed that to get me down sometimes. I allow myself to get depressed about that. The fact that I have to be mom, I have to be dad, I have to be husband, I have to be doing all the vehicle maintenance, all the cooking, all the cleaning, all the gardening, everything, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, as well as taking care of everything, okay? I can let that get me down. Or what I can do is say, you know what? I'm gonna take charge and I'm gonna do things better. And one way you can do that, like going back to the topic of groups, instead of associating myself with other people that are woe is me or, suffering from things, I can grab hold of people that are successful in what they do. And I've done that. NRV Studios that I'm working with. Great people. We're gonna have big changes on the channel over this year. 2025 is gonna be the best year ever for asymmetrical preparedness. We're gonna be hitting the ground running and doing a lot of cool things. You're gonna see a lot of good stuff going on for this channel. Website coming up, a lot of shorts, stuff like that. Yeah, we're gonna be successful this year. And associating with people like that and other people around me that are successful helps motivate me to be successful. And I emulate what they do. I'm not saying I become them or I copy them. I'm an individual. But surrounding yourself with success is how you build success. If you surround yourselves with loss, depression, anxiety, woe is me attitude, downer type people, then that's what you're gonna be. We gotta rise above. We gotta get out there. We gotta do the things. We gotta stay positive, no matter what. I do, honestly. I fall into it all the time. I have to keep reminding myself. And that's another thing. This isn't easy. If you're looking for something easy to do, then just go watch another video about fear porn. You guys know what I'm saying. That direction of some of those channels out there. I don't knock any channel. They're out there doing the things and they're empowering people and they're uplifting people and they're helping people to get better prepared. So don't take that as a negative. There is a side to prepping, that fear-based stuff, that I feel is necessary. I feel that people overemphasize it too much, but then you gotta have the positive side also, which is where I really try to be. So we need to realize that this is gonna be tough. This is gonna require work. So if you don't wanna work, disregard this video, I guess. But if you truly wanna be better, we need to be working on our mental attitude. We need to be working on our physical well-being, our physical fitness, the health of our bodies and our minds. This is important, and I don't wanna leave it out. Spiritual preparedness is very important for me personally. Some people it's not important for, but I feel for me, it is a very important part of my true preparedness. So I hope this motivates you guys to make those little changes in your life to be just a little bit better every day. It's not difficult. Well, let me change that. It is difficult, but that's where real growth happens. We get outside of our comfort zone, we start doing things, and we start building ourselves into a better version of ourselves. That's where we will have true preparedness. Also, instead of resting on our laurels and saying, hey, I was in the military for 20 years, I got a lot of skills. Well, there's a lot of stuff I don't know though. How about learning new skills? Putting ourselves where we're uncomfortable. I don't know anything about that. Well, should I just forget about it then, not try? No. I need to identify my weak areas and say, hey, I need to grab that bull by the horns and I need to start learning that. I need to make the time and take the effort to improve myself in certain areas. There's certain areas that I feel everybody needs to have at least a basic knowledge of. And it depends on where they're at and what their role within a team and a group would be, though. I feel basically, though, everybody needs to have at least a basic knowledge of medical, first aid, maybe some TCCC, some trauma care. You need a basic skills of how to function in the woods. I'm not saying that everybody needs to go out there and learn how to identify wild medicinals or anything like that. But physical fitness, medical, if you're of the age, mindset, and ability to do so, tactical stuff, so that you can protect and defend those people around you, your family, yourself, your community. There's been some crazy stuff going on this year already. And the fact is, it's probably going to get worse. So we need to be able to protect and defend those around us. But we can't do that. You can't do that kind of stuff without fitness and without the proper mental mindset. Everybody needs to improve our mental mindset. That's for sure, our mental capability. We all need to be, no matter what we are, no matter if you're 80 years old in a wheelchair or you're 20 years old running and gunning, ultra marathoner, we can all improve our mental fitness. We are all susceptible, no matter who we are, to things like anxiety and depression and woe is me attitude or the entitlement mentality. Tell you what, we're not entitled to anything except for our freedoms, our rights. Those we're entitled to. Yes, we're entitled to life. Drop the entitlement mentality, work hard for what you get, surround yourself with people that will uplift you, and put in the work, do the hard things. Have a wonderful day, and blessings to you and yours.